And you do have a coaching business, right?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, I forgot to talk about that when you asked about my sources of revenue.
Hmm.
So the worst thing that our audiences want to do is trade their time for money, which is what I do with my coaching business. I'm
Yeah.
literally trading my time for money. But I genuinely, because I like teaching, I genuinely get pleasure out of those phone calls because I'm literally changing someone's life. And I know that
Mm-hmm.
sounds corny, sounds over dramatic, but it
Hmm.
really does.
Hmm.
People get off those calls and they're like, dude, I never would have realized this. You saved me a bunch of money, blah, blah, blah.
Awesome.
So that consulting business is on Clarity. It's just a platform where, Sharon can schedule a call with me. I can
Hmm.
schedule a call with Sharon, vice
Hmm.
versa. You call into a number. They take 15% of your whatever your rate is.
Mm.
And as long as the call goes on, that person is getting charged that hourly rate. Okay.
Got it.
So when the call ends, I make money.
Hmm.
Clarity makes money. The person I just helped is happy, and it's like a win-win-win. It's a super cool platform.
That's a cool platform. And your calls, do people just like ask you questions and then you just answer them? Or do you have kind of a lesson or something? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So the two primary types of calls on my channel are either how to grow a YouTube channel or
Mm.
personal financial advice. And I'd
Hmm.
say I get a lot more talking about personal financial advice. Maybe it's like 70-30, but
Mm.
I'm talking to real business owners. I'm talking to real people with real, situations. So what I do is I get to know them. It's almost like talking to a financial advisor because everyone's goals and their income and life situation is different. That's
Hmm.
why personal finance is so like debated because, my life may not be the same as your life and vice versa. So I get to know the person. I'll give them a tailored plan after our phone call. And then I'll also coach them during the call on things they should be doing. And then
Hmm.
same thing with the YouTube. I get to know them, their channel, their aspirations. They ask me how they should monetize, things like that. And we
Hmm.
also talk about best practices for growing a YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and also any specific questions that they may have.
That's really cool that you said you have a tailored plan for them. You send that after the call type of thing or
It's almost like a summary. Yeah. So I probably oversold it. I'm making it sound like it's some like,
what?
beautiful financial plan. It's really just it's notes from the call
Hmm.
summarizing what we talked about, what their next steps should be based on what
Hmm.
we talked about. That
Hmm.
way, if they're not taking notes on the call, they're going to forget half the stuff I said anyway. So
Yeah.
I feel like if I follow up with an email with the things that we talked about, the key takeaways, what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, and what their next steps should be, it just helps reinforce what they need to do.
Oh, I love that. I feel like
Yeah.
you're like going the extra mile for them doing that, I think. And do you find that you get like recurring clients maybe even from doing that or?
So that's a good question. I try and
Mm-hmm.
set up maybe touch points. So if they say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm going to pay off my car in 7 months, or I'm getting a promotion in 7 months, or blah, 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 I'll say, hey, let's knock out X, Y, and Z. Call me back in 7 months, that kind of a thing, because there's
Cool.
no point of them spending the money, if their
Mm-hmm.
situation is the same.
Mm-hmm.
But going that little extra mile, I've never gotten, I know this sounds like I'm beating my chest, but I really don't care because I'm proud of it. I've never gotten less than a 5-star review. And
Oh,
like,
awesome.
I think they
Mm.
would give me like a 6 out of 5 if they could.